Yo, what's going on? This is actually going to be a short video because I'm actually not reviewing this. I'm reviewing this thing over here. And what is it, you ask? Well, it's apparent. It is the comma. And most of you guys know me, knows that I hate the comma because every time I have a cloth or leather, every time I always struggle to attach this on somehow. And I'm always managed to do it, but sometimes I just never have a formula down. And then I saw true from Johan Walker, and then he showed us this on his Instagram, and I'm like, damn, I have to try it out. So given this opportunity, I'm just doing a little fix over here with my Purge Trooper Phase 2 armor. You guys notice that it's a bit shinier because I decided to shiny up the entire thing. And of course, I leave the matte parts matte, put some matte varnish on it. But no, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm more talking about the comma, because as you guys can remember, during my review, I hated the way this comma is just flippity flop. It just doesn't look right. It looks flimsy. So I decided to do a little experiment and be like, hey, what if I use it on this? And let me just tell you, I love the way it turned out. As advertised, I asked Drew, hey, this thing, would it glue well? Would it hold paint well? And he says yes. And you know what it does? One thing to note when you're gluing it is that I used crazy glue, right? So what I did was, of course, the butt over here, when I was glossing it up, I make sure that I don't spray that part because I just don't want to contaminate it with paint or whatever, right? But I'm sure it should work okay. So I put crazy glue on and I pressed it onto the back first, this part. And then what happened is it doesn't glue on immediately, but it gets tacky. So it won't be like, slipping around and stuff, but it's not set yet. And you have to sit there and hold it for a while, about a minute or two, and then it gets better. And then you slowly start to work your way around here until we get to the front. And this is great because it's flexible, it glues well, it holds paint well, it glues well. I actually was taking this apart before and I put it together while this thing was installed. I was yanking it around and it still doesn't come off. Of course, if I really want to yank it, well, I mean, I think you have a problem there. But otherwise, it should stay well and nice. And as you could tell, it just looks a lot neater now. It just comes down like a straight line as opposed to this mess. It doesn't look that bad over here, but once you put it on, it just looks flimsy. So yeah, I just really, really like it. The only problem I could foresee for some of you is that some of you like to put it in extreme poses. It's still flexible, but at the same time, it starts to hinder the articulation a little bit. And I might dare say that if you move it a little bit too much, it might come off. But otherwise, it seems to be okay. And I am happy with this one like that. I'm not going to put him in a split or anything. So, okay, so this is pretty much my very, very short review. Thank you, Drew. I love the way you're just always experimenting with materials. And this is just a godsend. I'll be ordering more. So, okay, I'll see you later and happy customizing.